Good evening, members of Spiritual Cryptid Encounters here on Facebook, those who follow me on YouTube, and those who follow Ape CS, my TikToks. How's everybody doing this evening? As for me, I'm doing okay. Hanging in there. This weekend I really didn't do too much, but we did do, today we went out to the flea market. See what we could find out there. I got a little quick show and tell to show y'all. I hope everybody's doing great and has been enjoying the weekend. I went and I found me this crystal here. It's got a little rainbow in it and a little tumble. Found me a little tumble. Oops. But besides that, I'm just making a quick video. I got this fireball shirt on. I guess I don't know what I don't know if it's supposed to be a little demon or what, on the fireball. But if you notice it, you look at it, it kind of resembles the DDNs, how they look. It looks like it's like face like a werewolf, but then the body is different, the way the legs are and stuff like that, and it's got a tail. It's got claws, and the way the feet are a little bit different, kind of like the C shape. I don't know if anybody drinks Fireball. I guess if they're drinking Fireball, if you do drink it, because it's whiskey, you might have those side effects. You're going to be seeing things that are not there, because it's pretty strong. I guess it'll hit you later on. But besides that, I just want to talk about my investigations of what I do, the things that I do, why I've been doing it for so long. When I do these investigations, brothers and sisters, it's like when you go through something, through an experience that has affected your life, that your life will never be the same because of what you went through. And it's kind of like when you're trying to figure things out, you go investigate, you go out there and you continue to see things spiritually that are around, for those that are spiritually gifted. This has been something that's been happening to me all my life. So it's nothing new to me, of what I've seen and what I experience, but I'm able to capture it. How you doing, Brother Grizzly? I'm able to capture it on video, where they manifest and they enter. They get caught in my live reels, like the one I just posted not too long ago, a couple of days ago, where it surfaced up. See, at the beginning of the video, I recorded a short reel where something's moving real fast. And I already know what it's this DDNs that manifest to move like this, because I've had encounters with them numerous times. So it's nothing new to me because I already know what it is. But this time, it actually stopped and it was looking at the camera, and then it moved real fast. The way they move, brothers and sisters, is not like something that's a flesh and blood. The way they move is like they're from another dimension. They're more like spiritual beings, like that's why I call them DDNs, disembodied demonic beings. They're not here in the flesh, but when they can manifest right in front of you. What I'm gonna do, that short reel, I'm gonna make it slower so you can see it, where I'm walking. How you doing, Sister Teresa? Where I'm walking and it stops it's right there looking at me, and it's looking at me, and then it moves, but it's moving so fast that I'm not able to see it with a naked eye. Another thing is this, I've always spoken how when they manifest, that my senses always kick in, and that there's a magnetic energy around them in which I know that they're around. Well, this time when this happened, my senses didn't kick in at all. So imagine how dangerous it can be if they can hide themselves from your spiritual instincts. But the only thing that gave them away was through the recording, is that they were talking disembodied voices. But I could hear movement. I could hear disembodied whispers. And throughout the video that I had made, I'm saying what I'm hearing. I'm speaking back to whatever's saying something to me. So I'm communicating spiritually, you know. But when it surfaced right in front of the camera, that right there, and they look at the camera, and then it just went away. I did have protection, spiritual protection. You know, I had my protection around my neck. I had already done a prayer when I went in there. Had my bracelets. I had some calcite, not calcite, selenite, yeah, like kind of yellow selenite in my pocket. I had my black tourmaline. When I was out there, you know, I prepare myself every time I go investigate. You know, every time I go investigate, I prepare myself spiritually. I go into prayer before I go somewhere out there, because I know what they do. You know, if you don't pray and prepare yourself, they can easily drain your energy, or if you have a spiritual opening, attack you spiritually. It's kind of like when I went out there this last time, it got pretty hectic, you know, where they were actually making noise. I could hear they made a snout sound on my camera, where you could hear it make a loud snout sound. I was hearing pig noises. I wasn't really hearing them, but I caught it on camera where you could hear pig noises. I could hear through when I debunked the video that they were laughing. They were making noise to distract me, to take me to a different location, I think. You know, and it's kind of like a lot of things that happen, you know, but I think this time around that I went out there, it was the most activity that I've ever gotten through an EVP or through a recording. Especially when it stopped right in front of me. I mean, it stopped twice. The first time when I walked in the path, and I think when I walked in the path, it said "got him," you know, or something like that. But then later on, when it surfaced up and it appeared, you know, all I know is I did not visually see a flesh and blood creature, what people call a dogman, or a werewolf, or a skinwalker. What appeared there on my camera was something that looked canine-ish or like a werewolf, but I want to say the things that were being said, like, for example, devil, Damien, demon, the prince, Damien, the prince, demon, that I'm thinking that they are demonic, you know, this disembodied demonic Nephilim. And that the manifestation that they took looks like what people describe as a dogman, or a werewolf or lycanthrope, whatever you want to call it. But they move super fast, brothers and sisters. For those who have weapons, I don't think you're gonna be able to shoot it. I was at the flea market, and I said, from now on, when I go investigation, I need to pull out my gear. I need to pull out my military gear. See, I have knives and stuff like that on my LBE that I still have from the military. I got some machetes, you know, that I could probably carry in a backpack, but I need to carry something better. So I was at the flea market and I found me this. I'm gonna show them to y'all. I hope I'm allowed to show this. Two of them. I got two of them. Just in case. something does have the ability to manifest fully, I have to be ready, you know. The reason I got them is because when I was out there, this past investigation, they kept on saying, get him now, or I want him. They kept on saying, let's get him now, numerous times throughout my investigation out there. So I have to be ready for when I go out there. I think I'm putting it in here right. So I had to give me this just in case, you know, if I do decide to go back out there, I'm gonna be prepared, brothers and sisters. Just in case something does happen. Well, I'm not gonna go out, whether it's a spiritual fight, or fighting physically, you know, I'll fight. I don't know if I'm putting this in here right or not. I'll show it to y'all one more time before I put them up. And they're sharp. Very sharp. Okay, I got it in there. But yes, brothers and sisters, before I used to carry weapons with me when I would go into the woods. I wouldn't carry no firearms or nothing like that. Carry knives, machetes, just in case, you know, I run into like a wild animal or something. If I have to fight, you know, I'll fight that way and do whatever I have to do. Like I said, they move so fast that you don't even know it's right there by you. I could not see it with a naked eye, because I guess as I was recording, I was just recording. So as it appeared right beside me, I couldn't see it. That's how fast they are. That they can enter. I don't think it went into my space, but it was right there by me. You know, when I go out there and investigate, the reasons I go out there sometimes, brothers and sisters, is because of the activity that I get here at the house. When I haven't gone out there for about a month and a half, you know, there's strange things that start happening here. For example, the shadow beings that appear, whether you want to call them shadow people or witches or whatever, you know, they appear, they start appearing, making their presence known. So instead for activity to happen here at my house, you know, I do pray and bless my household. I go out there during the day so if something is trying to come at me spiritually, well, I'm ready to fight spiritually. That's why I go out there, and they'll make the presence known. That's how I catch them on camera, because they know that, you know, I guess, you know, whether they have a spiritual hit for me or they dislike because of the works that I do, they come at me, you know. They come at me, and that's why I capture what I capture on the videos. I can understand if I'll say something and I got no proof. Well, I got the proof of their existence, you know, and that's why I'm placing them out there on spiritual blast. Those DDN or demonic beings, whatever you want to call them, those are the same ones that cause chaos and havoc here in the United States, or they've been causing chaos and havoc all throughout the world. when people say that they hear voices, disembodied voices, right? That's what they are. They're trying to find a spiritual opening to attack or attach themselves to them. When you hear about people taking their lives, the DDN is behind that. Makes them do that. You know, people say, oh, they have problems and all this. The DDN bonds an individual, and they don't want to be your friend. They just want to use you to either take your life or take others' lives. That's what the DDN do. All I gotta say is, when y'all out there, it doesn't matter what you believe in. Whatever you're trying to look for, whether it's a Bigfoot, a dogman, a rake, or whatever manifestation they take, be spiritual ready. I'm telling you, you have to be spiritual ready, because they have the abilities to attach themselves on you. And when you go home, if you don't take authority over them in Jesus Christ's name, when you come out of your investigation and take authority over them and say, you're not allowed to follow me home, or you say, I tie, bind, and rebuke in Jesus' name, if you forget to say that, because when they attach themselves, you forget those things. You know, by the time you remember, it might be too late. It'll be like 2 or 3 days done past, and certain things might be happening to you. You're like, why did these things happen to me? Well, then you're going to remember that you forgot to take authority over them and tell them not to follow you. You know, that's the best advice I can tell y'all, for those that are out there investigating, boots on ground, that y'all trying to figure out what a Sasquatch is, a dog man, a rake, goat man, moth man. I'm telling you that they have the abilities to manifest themselves to look like that. Manifestations. And some people might giggle or laugh because they want to believe it's 100% that it's 100% a dog man. Well, I'm just here to tell you they're not, because when they appear, they don't look 100% flesh. You could say they're in between our reality into another realm. So when they come out, like through what I've seen in that I capture, some of them, they look realistic, and then there's sometimes that they look like they're in disembodied form, just like my show reel, where it showed itself a little bit and then it took off. They're very sneaky. They have the capabilities to, how should I say it? They know what's within you. They know what you're thinking. They know what you've been, if you're in the good path or in the wrong path. So whatever spiritual opening you might have, they're going to use that against you. Now, right now I'm talking to anybody or everybody that's out there investigating this, whether you're in cryptic, paranormal, or whatever you're trying to search for, right? To the mediums, to the psychics, to the people that said they can communicate with things, you know. Be careful. Don't leave an opening to yourself to think, because they can mimic voices, right? So you might think you're communicating with a little kid or a woman or a man, that, you know, because they're gonna, when they manifest, you're gonna hear their disembodied, and you think it's that, but it's not really that. It's them that are deceiving you, because they also talk different languages, from different eras, you know, in life. You know, they have many capabilities. I guess you could say they've been here on Earth for a very long time. The best thing I can say to you is be prepared. You know, I don't have my other necklaces around me, but I have protection around my neck right now. Like when I went there this time around, man, it was pretty extreme. Where I'm talking about, besides the recording, that I capture stuff on my recording on timestamps. I was literally hearing voices around me where they're speaking and there's nobody there, but they're saying something to me. Now I could literally hear him, or I could feel movement, where they're moving or whatever, but they move so fast that's why the short reel that I made, I'm gonna try to slow it down better, but so y'all can see how it moves. You could say they move like faster than the wind, or they can move. It's kind of like they're in a time warp, where they're warping or manipulating time, and they're moving so fast that at a higher speed than we are. That they're moving so fast that our speed is like, I guess, since they're from a different dimension, their capabilities are a lot faster than us. They move faster, foot faster, so fast that you can't even see them. That they look like a blur. They look like what people call shadows, or what people want to say like smoke beings, But it stopped on the camera, and the face they had, whether it was demonic or whether it was like this dog man look. It had that look, and it had that face. But I know that there was more than that one around me because of all the activity that I was capturing. It's like it didn't want me to go from that area. I was already leaving because my senses started kicking in of all the other activity that's happening. So I said, it's time for me to get out of here. So as I was leaving the area, I guess on the EVP that I captured, it said, come here. Like, it didn't want me to leave. But I left because it was getting hot and heavy. At the same time, you have to be careful, like I said, because your energy gets strained. It's going to be, sometimes when they try to attach themselves to you, it feels like you're carrying somebody on your shoulders. You ever place somebody on your shoulders? How heavy that feels? Well, imagine that feeling, but you have nobody on your shoulders. And when you're walking, it feels like you have somebody on your shoulders, because that's how they attach themselves. The neck area, that's how they attach. The neck area, spine area, that's where they attach themselves. When they attach themselves there, it's because they're trying to. When they attach themselves that manner, it's because they're trying to block your spiritual senses of discernment. They're trying to block that. Whether it's your smelling, all your senses are trying to block that, so you're not able to sense them. But you'll be feeling the difference because it'll be feeling like you're walking with somebody on your shoulders, and that's when you know that you have a negative attachment on you. So when you feel that, that's when you have to go into prayer right off the bat and say, you know what, I tie, bind, and rebuke you. You're not allowed on my foundation. I tie, bind you in Jesus' name, and send it away. I remember I said a prayer, or I said something like I believe I said, tie, bind, and rebuke in Jesus' name, and a disembodied voice said, "Oh shit." That's what it said. Oh shit. Like, oh man, or like, oh shit. Because when you bring the heavenly Jesus Christ the picture, the heavenly angels, they dislike that. Or you start talking about a love foundation, they dislike that. I believe when I was talking about a love foundation, he said, what did it say? He said, shut up. He told me to, shut up. And I caught that all as I was debunking the video, but. Yeah, but after this time I went out there, I don't know if I'll be going back into the area, because the activity picked up so bad there that it's pretty hectic. I don't know, is it because they're building something further up in the land? You can see where they tore down a lot of land, and they're building something over there. So I don't know if that's why the activity has picked up bigger there, but. I'm just trying to place my evidence for those that understand my works. Thank y'all for your support. you know, for being there for me throughout the years. Just like you're there for support, I'm here for y'all, spiritual support. I'm here trying to share my wisdom and knowledge with y'all. And I had to take a break from the video by looking at it because I still haven't placed pictures that I want to place because of how hot and heavy it was in that area that day. So, you know, I'm taking a break. But when I do play some, I will play some. And I'll make some more short reels. I'm thinking about making short reels from what the disembodied voices were saying. You could hear, there's one, it sounds perfectly clear. The sound where you could hear what they're saying. They're like saying, yeah, when you're saying something, they're like saying, yeah, a lot. You know, yeah, like trying to, but then all of a sudden they'll say a F you or another bad word at you, you know, growling. They were making goat sounds and they were making pig sounds on the recordings, on the timestamps of when I debunked my video. But this is just a quick video. I don't know who's here. I see two people. I don't know if it's Cousin Jesse, how you doing? We got Gracie Chris, Sister Teresa. I got Cousin Jesse here. But I showed you the protection. You know, I bought it just in case I run into something that's physical when I go out there. You know, that's why I got this. I'm going to put it on my gear. This is some... They're real sharp. So I'm thinking about wearing my gear when I go out there from now on, just in case something decides to manifest a certain way. You know, I got to be prepared, you know, to protect myself. Because if it's something in the spirit, you know, I'll be able to pray against it or whatever. But like I said, they have many capabilities. Imagine this. They have the ability to change frequency. What I mean by that is when they change frequency on me, my spiritual gifts of discernment wasn't able to sense them around me. But what caught them was the camera. So what does that mean? That means that there wasn't too much in spirit form, but they were manifesting to be more in the flesh, because my camera was able to capture it better. Like it really manifested and it stopped in front of the camera and then it moved. So it was, I guess, like a mid manifestation. That's why I got this. And if I could dip them into silver, I will. But I'm just trying to take precaution, you know, because of what I witnessed and what I seen. There's another strange thing that happened to me that day, because that day I came and I started working on my son's vehicle. After that investigation, you know, I was trying to work on his AC. So I took it for a test drive to that area, not to where the woods are, but to the buildings that are right there. And the strangest thing that happened was this. As I was going into the parking lot, it seemed to be a policeman coming directly to me, walking. This is nighttime in the dark, right? So he's got like a blue uniform. I could see a badge, but he was wearing one of those hats from back in the day, like from the cops used to wear back in the day. He was wearing a hat, and I was like, I haven't seen no cops with no hats since back in the 70s, you know, or way back then. So whether it was, I don't know who it was. I didn't stay there to find out. I just left. Or it was maybe a manifestation, you know, of someone, you know, those DDN, they have those abilities to manifest to look a certain way. But the way the hat was, it was from back in the day, from like the 60s and 70s. So I didn't stay there to try to chit chat. You know, I just drove away. He was probably like maybe 5 feet, 10 feet away from me. He was coming towards the vehicle. But I haven't been back out there. since that day. I'm just making this video because still got to debunk that video even more. There's pictures there that I took, and I kind of haven't been messing with it because I don't know, spiritually something tells me to do it. I had a dream last night. It's dealing something with this DM, or should I say not DM, this DDN, where it was a location and there was an airport, right? This is a dream I had. There was people, it was like native people, and people was running away from something, and you could see some people, like there was a line of people lining up to go to the airport. You know, there was people everywhere, and they were like, something was happening, right? So the people that are standing nearby the woods, which they were on the grass to enter because so many people trying to go to the airport, like they were running away from something. Next thing you know, they hear a noise in the woods, and everybody gets down on their knees and they're looking. And as they're looking, you could see them. There was like 7, 8 of them, but they were in full manifestation, where you could see how they looked. They had like lava streaks on their body, throughout their body, like lava cracks, where there was reddish, you know, all throughout their body. And they were just looking at the people like they were going to attack, which is this DDN that I speak of. And all I know, there was a lot of chaos in that dream, and I just, I woke up out of it. But sometimes when I run into something spiritually like that, whether it's a spirit of somebody that has been gone, I'm able to see things that they're trying to show me, so I can try to help them out or try to communicate with some. It's because it becomes first a nature for me, so they show me maybe, like, for example, a house, what they had in their house and stuff like that, a location. So when I seen how they looked, I believe it's because when it appeared to me, it got close enough that I was able to sense what it's about. And I seen how they looked. And the way they looked, they're traveling packs and travel in numbers. There's many of them. All I know is when those people saw them, there wasn't moving or nothing. They just got on their knees, and it's kind of like, it felt like to me like they possessed them, because all the people just dropped on their knees like their body was being taken over by something. So that's what I witnessed in my dream. That's why I say to y'all, we have to be spiritual ready, man. I'm getting physical ready. Or what I bought, just in case I go out there next time. I'm gonna wear that on my gear. I haven't taken no gear out there, but at the same time, I don't want. This is what I don't want. If I wear this protection, to protect my flesh, I don't want it to think that I'm afraid of it, because I'm not afraid of it, but by carrying this with me, I don't know if that could be a spiritual open. I'm just taking it just in case, it decides to, come at me a certain way, in this cryptid manifestation that they can take. I have to be ready, however. So that's why I bought them. But spiritually, it's been working for me without anything like this is the minerals that I take out there, the prayers that I do, that's helped me fight them spiritually. I believe one of them has said that it was there to fight me, because when I started my video, I said that there were so many things that were happening around my home that I went out there to fight spiritually, right? So as I walked all through that land, and I was in a certain location where I was isolated, and I was walking through some trees it was a tight space. On the recording, it says, "I'm here to fight you," That's exactly what it said. So sometimes we have to be careful with what we say, because even when I said I'm here to fight spiritually, that could be a spiritual opening. So we have to be careful of what we say, because if I say I'm here to fight spiritually, then that's like an open challenge, right? That's an open challenge that they can use to come at us. And they were trying, because in the recordings, they were saying, let's get them now, and stuff like that. You could hear pig noises, goat noises, laughing. How you doing, Brother David? I just had done a little show tell at the beginning, this little crystal that I got at the flea market today. And there's knives that I got just in case. I've seen them manifest, brothers and sisters. Besides the DDN or dogman, I've seen them manifest into people. Now, I've seen the manifestations this demonic beings or DDNs can take of people. And I witnessed that when I was younger, when one manifested to look like somebody that I knew from school. But when the car passed, this is the way you're going to be able to get there. It's a dead giveaway that they're demonic. It's when there's car pass, it was nighttime, and the light hit them, you could see a skull. The face, you could see nothing but bones. And then when the car passed, his manifestation turned to what I was seeing before, which was the form he took of somebody that I knew, but I knew it wasn't him. When I started praying against it, and I started praying the Our Father, the deliverance prayer, he said he couldn't win, and he said there's going to be a day that Jesus Christ ain't going to be there, but I'm going to be there. So as I was saying the Our Father, it took like 4 or 5 feet. It was on a bike, and there was a puff of smoke, and he just vanished in thin air, and you could smell sulfur. He said, this is what he said to me, that when it passed that day, this happened to me when I was 17, that when it passed by my house, that he could have taken any form that he wanted to scare me. And I believe that's why they take this disembodied forms, whether it's of a creature or they want to scare you, like a disembodied form of a dark shadow, a witch, a warlock, troll, Nephilim. They have these abilities to be able to try to scare you, because if it scares you, right, and you go into prayer, well, the fear factor, that's the opening he uses to attack. And I believe that happens to even the best of us, for those that are out there thinking that they're from cryptozoology. They think that they're looking for something that's real, that's some kind of animal or from the past or whatever. Don't be deceived, because they can leave traces of saliva, hair, crap. The DDN has those capabilities, and the reason they do that is to deceive you. How they're deceiving you? Because it's giving you, you're believing in them. You're believing whatever creature you're hunting for, you're believing it's real. So if the DDN manifests into a Bigfoot, into a dogman, into a goat man, into whatever, and it's leaving tracks behind, whether it's leaving a footstep, the footprints with claws, or is leaving spat, poop behind, is doing that for a reason. Is because he wants you to believe it's a Bigfoot, a dogman, or whatever, but it's really it manifesting itself. So you're really believing in it. It's kind of like it's Halloween, right? And like, for example, I dressed on Halloween one time as the Count. I dressed like a vampire. So people are looking at me and say, "Oh, that's a vampire," right? Because they're seeing a vampire, but it's really Abe, right? But they're seeing a vampire, or somebody, these hoaxers that just have to look like a Bigfoot or a dogman. They have a costume on, and they record them, and oh, look, there's a Bigfoot or there's a dogman, but it's really a person in a costume. With the DDN, they work differently. They have the ability to take those forms, right? You're not going to catch them. You're not going to catch them looking like that. That you're able to record them for a long period of time. No, as you've seen them on video, they come and go real fast. But when they show themselves to you, because they want you to believe that it's either Bigfoot, a dogman, whatever manifestation they take, and the belief factor is an opening that he's going to have over you. Because if you're believing it's a Bigfoot, a dogman, or whatever it manifests itself to, then he's got a spiritual opening over you. That's how they work. I'm just here as a messenger, trying to wisen up the people that are out there investigating, trying to give you some spiritual knowledge here. Trust me, I've been doing this for a while, and I've seen the DDN all throughout my life, since I was a kid all the way up to now, and it's a constant spiritual battle within the balance. But anyways, brothers and sisters, there was just a quick video. Thank you all for your support. We'll try my best to place all of the other pictures that I haven't placed out there, and play some disembodied voices, some short reels of that where they're speaking. That's what I'm going to work on, so y'all can hear what I was hearing out there. But if anybody's got any questions that you want, like you're going through something, or you need some spiritual advice, that's why I do these videos, try to help out as many people as possible. Or for anybody who wants to go out on an adventure with me here in Temple, Texas, where I go here, or you want to go visit Elms Grove, hit me up, let me know. All I know is you have to be spiritual ready when you go into these areas. You have to be walking a certain path when you work through this, because they already know ahead of time. They already know ahead of time they know where you're going to go before you even say you're going or making plans. They already know this. I guess, like the Alpha, the Omega, angels know things that happen at certain time frames, and stuff like that. Just like the Heavenly Father, they know too. So when you decide to make a trip to the woods with a group of people, they're already waiting for you out there, because they already know what you're about, because they're already brushed against you. So they know if you're believing in them. They know if you're believing in them, and say, oh, we're going to go have some fun with whoever's going out there and investigate, because they already know they have a spiritual opening. So yeah, they're going to catch some activity out there, but it's not going to be the activity that they think it is. It's the DDN. They know already. It's kind of like, that's part of the spiritual balance, So you have to be ready at all times, brothers and sisters. That's all I can tell you. That they know your plans before you even make plans. They already know what you're going to do. They already know what's going to happen. So you have to be spiritual ready. You have to. I don't know how many people in the past, when I created the School of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, there was a lot of people that would say, I know what's spiritual, but I know what's cryptid too. I said, and I'm here to tell you, I know what's spiritual. I know what's spiritual. I know what's spiritual. What I mean by that is it's more spiritual than cryptid. I'm here to tell you. I'm not going to say that there's not no animals that are out there that are hybrids, like a mixture of coyote and wolf, but they're hybrids and they walk on fours. But when you see something walking on twos, that's not a hybrid, brothers and sisters. That's this DDN to have those capabilities. So I know spiritual for spiritual, and cryptid, that's the name, title given to something. It's more spiritual to me. I've been, in the military, officers and difference in the woods, daytime, nighttime. I've seen this, me and my TC, I told him I wanted to come do a show with me one day of what we witnessed out there on Fort Hood, where we're seeing, at that time, I didn't know there was no dogmen. I didn't know nothing about no dogmen. We just know about werewolves, right? And that's what we witnessed. There was like 2 or 3 of them by the edge of the wood line at tank table. We call it tank table 12, or is it tank table 8? I can't remember. But we were at the gunnery. We're doing their night fire, and we're gonna go get evaluated. So as you're walking, we see me and him. It's late at night. It's like 3 in the morning. We're like the last crew. We seen them standing right there by the wood line, looking at us. And then we look at each other, and when we look back, they're gone. They're around, brothers. So I'm just here to let you know. The bigger question is, what are you going to do to prepare yourselves to prepare yourselves to protect your foundation? That's why I make this group, to try to give understanding to those that might not understand what I'm speaking of. That's why I go out there and capture pictures, capture short reels, not just pictures, but short reels where they're moving. I've seen a lot of people place pictures, but I'm showing you how fast they really do move. When I see a lot of these videos out there in the cryptid community of Bigfoot and Dogman, to me they don't look real. It looks staged or hoaxed, like hoaxers. That's what it looks to me. They look staged. Trust me, they're not going to move slow as my lasses. I have the proof how fast they move. They move faster than light itself, I believe. When it can move so fast and then it appears and then it moves again and you don't see it with the naked eye, that's beyond fast. I'm just here to let you know that a lot of these videos that I see out there, to me, when I see them, that's why I call them, I say it's a hoax staged. They don't move slow like that. They don't move like a person. They don't move like somebody in a baggy outfit. And I have the proof here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, on Facebook, on YouTube, and in my short reels under TikTok under Abe Cias. But anyways, thank you all for joining tonight. God bless every single one of y'all and your families. Love, light, and blessings to y'all. I'll keep you in my prayers, and you keep me in yours. Prayer is amazing. Prayers are amazing, brothers and sisters. God bless every single one of y'all. Primo Jesse, if that's you here, God bless you, Primo. Give me a holler, man, if you wanna talk. Peace out.